The natural thing as a judge, if I was sitting where your lordships are sitting, I would say, as Khaminwa, I'm walking out.
Is the three-judge panel presiding over Rigathi Gachagua's impeachment compromised? That is the question on everyone's lips, and Gachagua's followers aren't mincing their words. Ever since the case landed before these judges handpicked by the Deputy Chief Justice, whispers of conflict of interests have echoed through the corridors of justice. Now, the buzz is that no matter how the arguments unfold, the verdict may already be in the executive's favor.
There are some people who feel very strongly that you should not hear this case. Get out. Let them get other judges to hear the case. You have no vested interest in the matter. There's no reason for you to remain in the case when other people do not want you to hear the case at all.
Gachagua's lawyers have been dropping bombshells after bombshells on the bench, and the first bombshell is these judges have close ties with the executive. Gachagua's legal team have been busy unraveling connections that raised eyebrows. Now, Advocate Ndegwa Njiru points to Judge Eric Ogolla, whose wife, Florence Oluoch Auma, was appointed by President William Ruto to the Kenya Water Tower Agency. And Ndegwa argues that Ogolla could be treading carefully to avoid offending the president, or rather the executive. If he rules in favor of Gachagua, then his wife will lose her job.
Now he saw things that he should. Your Lordship, the application has also indicated that Justice E. Ogolla is closely associated with his spouse, who serves in the Water Kenya Towers Agency. The averments of our clients, Your Lordship, is that this is a matter that ought to have been disclosed at the inception of the proceedings.
Let me get you right. You mean the judge is closely associated with the wife?
That is not my statement.
Yes, what is it that you said? Repeat for the record.
May I repeat for the record? So that the court may not again misquote me.
Proceed.
Your Lordship, the spouse of His Lordship, one Florence Oluoch Auma.
You point to that issue?
Yes.
There's a disposition to that
Yes,
issue.
there is a disposition to that
Florence,
issue, Your Lordship.
that Florence is the wife?
Yes, there is.
Paragraph?
Yes, paragraph. Paragraph 13 of the supporting affidavit, as read with paragraph 11 of the further affidavit. She holds a position in the Kenya Water Towers Agency, an appointment that was done pursuant to the Gazette notice number 7515 of 2013, for and on behalf of the presidency by Siopan Tuya. Your Lordship, it may go on record that the sixth respondent who initiated or made these appointments is a party in these proceedings, and that the parties.
No, my lord, that's not factually correct.
I'm not getting you right, and I'm sorry for interrupting.
Where are you lost, my lord?
Here. If I'm looking at the same document as you,
Yes.
the Gazette Notice 7515 was issued on the 7th day of June 2023 by Soipan Tunya,
That's correct.
Cabinet Secretary for Environment, Climate Change and Forestry.
That's correct.
The sixth respondent in this proceedings is who?
Is the president.
Then, where is the next?
I'll get there. I'll get there. Your Lordship, the cabinet under the Constitution is constituted of the president, and the cabinet secretaries appointed there rather. and the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, that Siopan Tuya is an agent of the presidency. Your Lordship, one of the issues that was before the impeachment was that the Deputy President, the petitioner herein, indicated that Kenya is a shareholding country. There are shareholding agreements before you, and that positions either in parastatals or corporations were to be shared in accordance to that share agreement.
But that is the reason why his client got impeached. That is not anything before you for determination. That is the reason he...
The second bombshell is one of the judges has a close tie with the Speaker of the Senate. Now, meanwhile, Advocate Kibe Mwangi brought another allegation to the table, this time targeting Justice Mrima. It turns out Mrima and Senate Speaker Amason Kingi, a key figure in the impeachment saga, have more than just courtroom familiarity. They partied together. Now, Kingi reportedly attended Mrima's wedding, posed for photos, and even shared their memories on social media. Now, Kibe claims that with such coziness between them, it is not hard to predict where Mrima's gavel will fall, in favor of Kingi, and by extension, the executive.
Paragraph 6 of the supplementary affidavit, it reads as follows: whereas I was not aware about the relationship between the Honorable Justice Mrima, who is among the 3 judges handling this matter, and the 4th respondent, that is Kingi, it has been brought to my attention that the Honorable Judge and the 4th respondent, Speaker of the Senate, are very close friends as demonstrated as hereunder. 1, the respondent attended the wedding ceremony of the judge and they took a photograph with him. Number 2, in a post on social media, he indicated...
May I please, Your Lordship?
I thought I should finish.
May I say something? May I say something?
Yes.
The position that my learned friend Mr. Kipe had taken, in my humble submission, was most appropriate. We are not here to destroy professions. Disclosing some of the details may not be the right thing at all. I think one should make a reference in a tactical manner, which your lordships will be able to appreciate of what is going on. I would respectfully say to you that this is an area where we have also to protect the judiciary, the judges and the magistrates and the judicial officers. I'm not very sure that we should have an in-depth account of what really one is complaining of.
Another bombshell was one of the judges was a student of Kindiki's influence. And the intrigue doesn't stop there, by the way. Ndegwa alleges that Lady Justice Mugambi was once a student of Professor Kithure Kindiki, the man poised to take over as deputy president if Gachagua falls. Now, the legal team argues that with such ties to Kindiki, the judges are likely to lean towards securing his seat, making the odds heavily stacked against Gachagua.
That Honorable Mrima is a close associate to the proposed deputy president, one Mr. Kithure Kindiki, and that the state judge failed, refused, or neglected to disclose those facts to the parties at the inception. The basis of the application to expurge that particular paragraph is on the basis that the same has been linked to the affidavit sworn in petition 015. Paragraph 16, that Lady Justice Mugambi is conflicted as she should recuse herself, as she was Mr. Kithure Kindiki's LLM student at Moi University.
We have no LLM program at Moi University.
You will have your time to submit, sir. Stop itching. And that's why I'm expunging it. That's why I'm expunging this paragraph. That is what my client said. A crucial issue that she failed and or refused to disclose to the parties. My client has learned that she was not an LLM there and that she only took her degree in that university.
But who really appointed these judges? Adding fuel to the fire, Gachagua's lawyers are challenging the very legitimacy of the panel. They argue that the Deputy Chief Justice, not the Chief Justice as required by law, appointed the three-judge bench. A senior counsel, Paul Muite, questioned where the DCJ got the authority to empanel the judges, insisting that only the Chief Justice has the constitutional power to form such a panel. However, the judges fired back, arguing that the DCJ has the administrative authority to act on behalf of the Chief Justice when necessary. But for Gachagua's team, this explanation only adds to their suspicions. Was the unusual appointment process part of a grander scheme to secure his impeachment?
Kumi. Kabla kule Kerugoya, kabla ya petition ya naibu Gachagua, kulikuwa petition zingine zilizokuwa zimewekwa petition 6 ambazo moja wako ni petition yangu ya sheria mtaani na Shadrack Wamboi, ikaenda kwa Justice Mugambi, akasema maswala tunayoibua ni mazito, akasema mara moja na zile petition zingine zote zifikishwe mbele ya jaji mkuu aweze kufanya kitu kinachoitwa impanel. Basi faili zile zilienda kwa CJ. Faili ya Gachagua ilitoka Kerugoya saa 10. Tuna ufununu kwamba koti ilikaa usiku kule Kerugoya saa 4 usiku ili kufanya consolidation baada ya serikali kutisha majaji wa Kerugoya, kisha ile faili ikabeba kutoka Kerugoya saa 4 usiku kuja Nairobi. Ilipoletwa, naibu wa Chief Justice ambaye hana nguvu za kisheria za kuweza kufanya impanelment, sababu hilo ni jukumu la Chief Justice peke yake. Jukumu hilo ni kama lile la rais la kuwa amiri jeshi mkuu wa taifa. Hawezi pea mtu mamlaka yale. Chief Justice hawezi peana yale mamlaka. Naibu wa rais, naibu wa Chief Justice akaketi usiku, pengine saa 6 usiku, akafanya maamuzi peke yake mwendo wa saa 6 usiku kwamba majaji aliwateua 3. Wale majaji wakaketi siku ya Jumamosi. Aliye hapa ni wakili Nyaberi ambaye ni church elder wa kanisa la SDA. Tuliweka kesi kotini kupinga bunge kuketi siku ya Jumamosi. Majaji hawa 3 wameketi siku ya Jumamosi bila mawakili wa Gachagua, bila kuzingatia uhuru wa kikatiba wa kuabudu article 32 ya katiba. Wakaamua peke yao wakiwa na Attorney General, wakiwa na Solicitor General, wakiwa na serikali. Kisha notisi ikapeanwa eti kesi itasikizwa leo. Kesi ilikuwa isikizwe tarehe 24. Wameyarudisha mpaka leo.
Now, Gachagua's team isn't just stopping with accusations against the judges. They are dragging senators into the mess too. According to advocate Haminwa, some senators were allegedly paid to vote in favor of Gachagua's impeachment. And if the senators were compromised from the word go, Haminwa asks, why should the judges be any different? Are judges immune to bribes? He provocatively asks, fueling public speculations that the judiciary is playing to the executive's tune.
It wasn't referred to the Senate. And the Senate again stated very overwhelmingly that the Deputy President was guilty and convicted him accordingly. My lords, the stories that one hears in the streets of Nairobi the stories that one hears elsewhere. You cannot afford to ignore it. Stories like members of parliament were each given a handsome amount of money. That may be so or may not be so, but it doesn't matter. They have made the point that members of parliament received bribes and they handed down a decision which majority of people believe that it was a corrupt decision. You cannot afford to ignore that. Now, when you go to the Senate, you are told the same thing, that the members of the Senate received money in what is called, is it white bahasha or something of the sort, white bahasha. They received money from known people. Again, you cannot afford to ignore that at all. Now, when they come to the judiciary, they expect the best. They expect people who have got integrity. They expect people who can hear them and whom they cannot suspect at all. But if then they are suspecting some people, whether truthfully, whether honestly or not, it is my humble submission, the natural thing as a judge, if I was sitting where your lordships are sitting, I would say, as Khaminwa, I'm walking out. Do not sit. It is the judiciary that people have got confidence in.
With all these accusations flying around, half of the country already believes that the verdict is a foregone conclusion. To them, the trial is merely a show for the public, while the real decisions are being made behind closed doors. Will Gachagua's impeachment be rubber-stamped by this allegedly compromised bench, or will the judges surprise everyone and rule independently?